Well, hello there. So we are starting our unit today over exponent rules or properties of exponents. Hopefully you take advantage of this video and use it to help you fill out the notes document, either linked in this activity or on paper. You can get that from your teacher. But this, as long as you pay attention and kind of use a little bit of the brain cells that you have in your head, shouldn't be too hard. So I have clicked into our day one activity. Day one involves multiplying powers, and by powers, what I mean are a number that has a base and an exponent. That's considered a power that have the same base, and what it's called or commonly referred to is the product rule. So let's head over and get started. So here is our notes slide. I've given you an example to look at, but really quickly, you'll see that 4 raised to the 4th power, and we learned this in our last unit, is that 4 multiplied by itself 4 times. So when it says expanded form, what I've done is I've taken that and I've spread it out. I've expanded it. Then we've got our times, and then 4 squared, as you definitely learned, is 4 times 4. So that's what it means by expanded form. Exponential form then takes this and reorganizes it so that we have a single base and a single exponent. We don't have two different things. So we're simplifying this expression. So let's take a look at the second one. 2 to the 3rd power. Well, what does that look like? Well, it looks like 2 times 2 times 2. Then we've got this multiplication symbol here. And then we've got our 2 squared. That looks like 2 times 2. So when I come over here, what does that look like? Well, how many 2's do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what number is repeating? The 2 is repeating. That is your base. And here's how you type up a new number that has an exponent of more than 2. Type in this equal symbol right here and then click on this keypad. You'll see the Desmos calculator pop up. We're going to go ahead and put our base as 2. And then instead of hitting this a squared button like we were hitting in our Pythagorean theorem unit, we're going to come over here and click this a to the b button. You'll notice it raises my cursor up. And then how many times did that 2 show up? Well, it showed up 5 times. That's all you have to do. So let's try this next one. 3 to the 4th power looks like 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 4 times, right? Then times. Now 3 to the 3rd power is 3 times 3 times 3. Good job. So I come over here. Let's reorganize. Hit your equal sign. If your keyboard's not open, open it so that you get this. And then I have what number is repeating? Well, 3. It's going to be our base. Come over here. Click this a to the b power. And how many 3's do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 to the 7th power. This really isn't that hard. Hopefully you're seeing that. All right, last one. 6 to the 5th looks like 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. 5 times. Did I do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I did. And our second one is, again, 6 to the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then when I come over here, reorganize it, count it all up. Our base is 6. And how many times does it show up? Well, 5 up here and another 5 down here is 10. So I'm going to hit that a to the b and I'm going to raise it to the 10th power. Great. Starting off easy, not hard. Now what I want you to do though is now we're going to write a secret hint or a rule or kind of something that we're going to follow along, that instead of writing out expanded and spreading it out like this, we want to be able to jump from this step over to this step. So we want to skip a step. So what do you notice is happening? 4 to the 4th times 4 squared turns into 4 to the 6th. 2 to the 3rd times 2 squared turns into 2 to the 5th. What's happening to get from here to here? Well, when you multiply 2 powers with the same base, did the base change? 4, 4, 4? Nope. So we would call that you keep the base the same. And then what did we do to the powers or the exponents? We went from 4 and 2 to get 6, 3 and 2 and got 5, 4 and 3 and got 7. Yep, we added them. Very good. So we'll say you keep the base the same and add the exponents. Notice I kept this in here. This is my whole rule. Okay, so this is the rule that I'm going to follow. And lastly, we're going to write the rule and what it would look like in algebra. Instead of having to write all these words out, you should be able to see this and know what this looks like in algebra. So here's how this works. Following this rule, it says 2 powers with the same base. Both of these have a base of a. We're going to follow it. You keep the base the same. So if they both have a base of a, click this one, click the type math. We're going to click on this line, and you said we're going to keep the base the same, right? So we're going to click the A, and then, well, I don't remember how to get it to work. Okay, I'm going to sketch. You can type if you want. But what this looks like is A, and then what did we do to the exponents? Yep, we added them. So up at the top, we're going to raise this up, and we're going to go M. Oh, sorry, this is sloppy. Plus N. So this is the rule we would follow. Hopefully you realize it's not too hard. You got this. Next slide, here's what you got. Now you're going to practice these problems. You have 1, 2, 3, 5 problems to practice. Come back to the notes when you forget what to do. You've got these examples, you've got words. Complete these 5 problems. When you're finished, if you go over here, you'll see it says take a screenshot of slide 4. This is slide 4. Take a screenshot of that. Go to Echo, turn it in, and then you'll notice there is a checkup for you to complete. The checkup will automatically grade, and it should give you 1 retry. That is all for today. I hope you feel okay about it. Make sure you ask questions if you need help, and happy working.